Hello to all Fact Hunter viewers. First of all, I would like to thank you for your subscriptions and thumbs up. Your interest in matters, one might even say not of this earth, is always encouraging, for which we thank you all once again. Today we are going to introduce you to the knowledge of a very important topic about a thing highly desired by all magicians, witches and practically everyone who wants to possess even a little bit of power. We will speak today about a certain highly magical item, which is a ring. It is no coincidence that Tolkien's trilogy revolves around this very object, for a ring properly made represents the power of its wearer. Old books with yellowed pages record the stories of many rings on which spells were cast or the history of rings containing amulets. Sorcerers made magic rings used to procure miracles. They believed so strongly that their priests could not wear rings unless they were so simple that they could not conceal amulets. Magic rings have survived to some extent with Christians as well, and especially many superstitions are associated with a simple wedding ring. It was believed that in the fourth ring finger, which was called the ring finger, runs a nerve that connects directly to the heart. From there, it was recommended that a ring be worn on this particular finger. In one of the old mystery books, great importance is placed on the moment when the husband places the wedding ring on his bride while standing in front of the priest. If he places it in the middle of the finger, stopping at any of the joints, the wife will be the mistress in their relationship. If, on the other hand, he presses it to the very base of the finger, he will be the lord and master. This superstition is still alive. Brides generally tend to bend the finger in question so that the ring stops at the other joint. Led by this superstition, English women attach a special meaning to the wedding ring, caused by its properties. This is because they believe that by hiding one of their rings in a bathrobe and placing it at the head of the bed, they will see their destined husband in a dream. Easterners hold rings and wedding rings in high esteem, and believe in the existence of magic rings. Their stories swarm with events caused by such rings. With special reverence they tell of Solomon's ring, through which this ruler ruled over nature. God's great name was engraved on it. Now it is guarded by dragons somewhere in Solomon's unknown tomb. Whoever would obtain this ring would become lord of the world and have all demons at his command. For lack of this miraculous object, the people of the Orient made working miracle rings for their sorcerers. The abominable Henry VIII blessed gold rings, which he claimed had the property of healing shrinks. Secret makers invented magical rings with all sorts of powers. Their books speak of the Ring of Travelers. It gifted its wearer with the power to effortlessly cover the route Orleans to Paris and back in one day. The top place among the rings was occupied by the Ring of Invisibility. This ring is remembered by all those involved in secret knowledge. The Kabbalists left a formula for its making, which put Gergers on the throne of the Mythia. The preparation of the ring should be done on a spring Wednesday, when Mercury is in conjunction with other favorable planets like the Moon, Jupiter, Venus and the Sun. A ring is formed from purified solid mercury, which goes lightly on the middle finger. Then a small pebble found in a quill's nest is framed in it as an eyelet, and the words, "Jesus has passed, in the midst of them he went away," are engraved. The finished ring is placed on a tin made of stalled mercury and subjected to the fumes of this element, and further wrapped in taffeta of the color corresponding to mercury and deposited for 9 days in the nest of the hoopoe, from which the pebble for the eyelet for the ring came. After removal from the nest, it is once again saturated with mercury vapor. The ring is stored in a box made of solidified mercury so that it is always at hand. To become invisible, after putting the ring on your finger, you need to move the eyelet to the inside of your hand. Wanting to appear again, it is enough to move the eyelet outward and clench the hand into a fist. Considering the effect of mercury in modern times, one can guess why a person became invisible. Porphylius, Peter of Epona and Agrippa, or at least the secret books attributed to them, maintain that a ring made in a different way has the same properties. Here, having taken the hair from the place at the base of the hyena's head, one must braid it in the shape of a ring and so deposit it in the nest of the hoopoe for 9 days. It is then placed in mercury vapor. The use of this ring is similar to that just described, but in order to become visible again it is necessary to remove it from the finger. On the other hand, in order to protect oneself from the effects of such a Kabbalistic ring, the words, "Apparuit Dominus Simoni," should be engraved on a ring made of purified lead, and the eye of a young weasel who only once had a small one should be framed in it. This ring is drawn up on Saturday, when Saturn is just in opposition to Mercury. It is wrapped in the mortal shroud that already covered the corpse and left like this for days 9. It is then placed in lead vapor 3 times and the ring is ready for use. As you can easily guess, these rings are invented on the basis of the principle of antipathy, as indicated by the matter used in their manufacture. Nothing is more antipathetic to Hoopoe than hyena. Saturn, on the other hand, moves in the opposite direction of Mercury, and if they meet in the house of any of the zodiac signs, it's always a bad omen and disastrous configuration. We are talking about astrology here. You can make and other rings under the influence of the planets, endow them with various properties, using miraculous stones or herbs. But among these signs, herbs collected, constellations and sorcery, the devil floats. As Lawyer argues, unless it is simply a demon of thick madness. Those who observe the behavior of the stars observe the movements of the demons who rule the stones, herbs and the stars themselves, and it is certain that it is not saints or honest pure hearts that meddle with superstition. In one of the ancient books found in Constantinople, there is information about the Ring of Power, which is made gradually, and the completion of the work is very stretched out in time. It is composed of metals corresponding to the planets in our solar system. The selection of them is proportional to the size of the planets. The last ingredient that gradually blends into the ring is gold, which corresponds to our sun. The ring probably gave the owner virtually unlimited power. In conclusion, we will give you a recipe for a ring that actually works and has the power to turn a Cinderella pumpkin into a Rolls Royce. You are probably smiling right now thinking to yourself, that's a joke. No. The recipe for this ring was put in his book by an authentic druid of our time from France, who stands highest in the hierarchy of French druids, as he had the privilege of cutting mistletoe with a golden sickle, and as he ensures, the ring works, but its future owner must follow the recipe when making it. So here is that recipe. Enter the store where they sell gold and silver rings. Browse them without emotion. Look at them indifferently until one of them interests you. This is the one. The ring has spoken and a subtle thread of connection has been established between you. Mug it and don't bargain. Then go to where the master engraver will mark on your ring any mark that distinguishes its position when it lies flat. This mark can be a small line on one side and 2 on the other side. You can make this yourself. Once this is done, wrap it in a material that is nice to you and hide it in a place known only to you. The ring is ready. Now it must possess the magical power to perform miracles. To do this, you must wait for the arrival of the new year. On the first night of the new year, in the hour of the best dream for you, you must wake up and with thoughts of the power of the ring take it out of the hiding place. Giving it your fluids about the power of the ring, you should put it in a rather hard to reach place. Most often it is the top of the closet. You need to remember the side on which you put the ring. From then on, every night, in the hour of your best sleep, you need to wake up and with thoughts about the power of the ring put it on the other side. And go back to sleep, thinking about the power that gradually flows into the ring. This procedure must be repeated every night, that is, for 365 nights until the next new year. Then the ring is ready and will fulfill your every wish. You must not break the ritual you started, because all the power of the ring will dissipate and you will have to wait until the next new year. I hope that many of you will endure these 365 nights and possess such a ring.